There was a time I believed I was in control, that every click I made, every swipe, every like, was mine. Mine to choose, mine to ignore. But something strange began to happen. I started noticing my thoughts weren't entirely mine. The words I used, the things I craved, they began to echo the feeds I followed, the ads I skipped but somehow remembered. And that's when it hit me. I'd signed a contract I never saw. You did too. A silent agreement we all enter, sealed not with a signature, but with a tap. There was once a man named Elijah. He wasn't a politician or philosopher, just an everyday thinker with a decent job, a smartphone, and a hunger for growth. He followed the right people, watched the right reels, read the top 10 rules of success every morning like they were scripture. But something in him began to feel empty. The more he scrolled, the less he slept. The more he posted, the less he spoke. The more he was seen, the less he felt known. He didn't know when it started, but one morning, he woke up and realized he was living for an algorithm. Elijah thought he had choices, but his digital shadow had been learning him, predicting him, selling him. Every pause of his thumb, every second he stared at an image, every message he never sent was being tracked, packaged, and fed back to him in the form of what he might like next. He was no longer exploring the internet, he was being walked through it. You see, the ads were never random, the suggestions weren't innocent. They were tailored suits of manipulation, stitched together from every data point he'd ever leaked unknowingly. He thought it was convenience, but it was conditioning. The system didn't just know what he wanted, it taught him what to want. And slowly, his sense of identity became blurred, not because he had none, but because the version of him they sold back was shinier, louder, emptier. Neuroscience tells us the brain loves dopamine, short hits, fast rewards, likes, shares, notifications, and the algorithm. It's designed to feed those loops. Over time, the brain rewires. It craves validation more than connection. It prefers attention over reflection. It loses patience for anything that doesn't sparkle. So, we trade peace for pace, depth for dopamine, truth for traffic. And in the process, we start losing our inner voice, that quiet whisper that used to say, "This is who you are." One night Elijah logged off for 24 hours, just to try. At first, the silence was loud. He reached for his phone without even thinking. But by hour 12, he began hearing his own thoughts again. By hour 18, he cried. Because beneath all the noise was a boy who used to dream, a man who used to believe, and a soul that just wanted to be free. My love, we may never fully escape the digital world, but we can walk through it awake. We can question the feed. We can pause before the scroll. We can listen deeper than the likes. Because the cost of being connected should never be your consciousness, and the price of convenience should never be your truth. You don't have to unsubscribe from the world, but you must subscribe to yourself first. Log in, but never forget to log into you. Because you, my dear, were never designed to be content. You were made to create it, not for them but for the one watching from within. Did you feel anything? If yes, give us a like, subscribe, comment and share for more.